The Pope officially begins his historic trip to the United States today, and multitudes are turning out to see him in the nation's capital.
The Pope's tour began at the White House, a visit that's been controversial from the start. Caitlin Burke has the story.
Pope Francis is on U.S. soil. Arriving Tuesday, he was greeted by the First Family and then taken to the Vatican Embassy. Pope Francis is now the fourth head of the Catholic Church to visit the U.S. While he and the current administration have many areas of common ground, the Pope could bring up some sensitive political topics, like the Iran nuclear deal or the U.S. relationship with Cuba. The Pope's first full day in the U.S. includes a visit to the White House. The Wall Street Journal reports the Vatican has objected to some of the guests the Obama administration has invited, including transgender activists, an openly gay Episcopalian bishop, and a pro-abortion nun.
It's something that we see that he's trying to push his own political agenda, and the Vatican, of course, found this offensive. And really, the Pope doesn't want to be used as a political tool for the Obama administration.
Franklin Graham posted on his Facebook page, quote, "Is there no end to the lengths the president will go to in order to push his sinful agenda?" After his meetings at the White House, the Pope will take part in a parade through the Washington Mall. And later in the day, he'll hold a canonization at the Basilica of the National Shrine of the Immaculate Conception. On Thursday will come one of the biggest events of the Pope's visit to the U.S., a speech to a joint session of Congress where he'll be talking about climate change. Caitlin Burke, CBN News.
In other news, a major pro-life bill has failed to get through the Senate. Ephraim Graham has that story from the CBN newsroom. Ephraim?
Gordon, Democrats blocked the bill that would have banned abortions after 20 weeks. The measure is aimed to protect unborn babies at that point because some experts say they can feel pain by then. The vote was almost completely along party lines, with Republicans supporting it and all but 3 Democrats opposing it, even though polls show a majority of Americans support the ban.
I'm really disappointed, but I'm not 100% shocked. Unfortunately, what has happened is the Democratic Party apparatus has dug well into the extreme abortion agenda, and there is no abortion that they will allow their own members to vote against.
The 20-week abortion ban had already passed the House. The FBI has recovered personal and work-related emails from Hillary Clinton's private computer server that she used when she was Secretary of State. That is according to a report from Bloomberg News. Clinton had said she had deleted the emails she considered personal. Clinton has been criticized for using a private computer for government business because it could expose classified information to hackers. And the issue has hurt her badly in the polls as she tries to win the Democratic nomination for president. As we mentioned earlier, the Pope has received a huge welcome in Washington. The Iraqi Christian Relief Council welcomed the Pope's visit to the U.S. by hosting a prayer vigil for victims of ISIS. They're calling on people of all faiths to pray Pope Francis will lend his voice to help the thousands of victims suffering religious persecution and genocide in the Middle East.
It is imperative that we have people of faith standing up for and giving voice to those who are being silenced.
The vigil honored the courage of those who have endured religious persecution, and it called for continued prayer for those in the Middle East being killed and tortured for their faith.